instrumental in U2. Could you tell the viewers, how you started off with U2 and the role you played in their rise to prominence?
Well, I wouldn't write myself too large in their history. I mean, I do have a part to play, and I did work with them very, very closely for, crikey, 18 years, very closely, and carried on working with them after my time at Island too. I started off as their music publisher. They were already signed to Island. I wish I could put that on my credits list. I can't. That goes to a guy called Nick Stewart, who's a very good friend of mine. And I started working with them as a music publisher and went on tour with them for a little while, got to know them very well. They're only a year younger than me, so I was close in age, similar, interests and excitement about music. And, very early on in their career, before they made it, I became close to them, friendly with them, and I was their music publisher. So at one point I released a book of songs when nobody else believed in it. Our print company, who had our license for printing all of our stuff, just didn't think there was any market for anything with U2 on it, so I did it myself, and we sourced the printer, we sourced the ink, the paper, the design, the photography, and sold over 100,000 copies of the book, and it was a huge success. So very early on I proved myself to U2 that I was forward thinking, and I had their back basically, and I was really supporting them. And then when I became the president of Island Records in 1999, it coincided with a major change going on within the band, and that was they'd released Rattle and Hum, which was massively successful. There was a movie attached to it as well, but I think that everybody felt that marked the end of a creative era for U2. And I got the job running Island Records. I had really no idea how to sell records. I was a publisher. I was somebody who dealt with songs and I dealt with rights. But Chris Blackwell had the faith in me to allow me to run Island Records, which I started working in 1999. And U2, it coincided with them delivering Acton Baby, which is an incredibly important record in the 1990s, seminal record for U2, one of the best records they ever released, and also really difficult. And of course, my first big record in my first role of actually having responsibility for sales, marketing, promotion, which I'd never had to worry about before, also was a very difficult but brilliant record. And the good news about it was that it was so self-evidently a brilliant record that no matter how difficult it was worthwhile, and the hard work was worthwhile, and it was so exciting that it carried me and my team and our enthusiasm along with it. And even when we felt like we were failing, I mean, we had a very difficult first record in The Fly, but we also knew we had brilliant tracks like One and Mysterious Ways, and beautiful tracks coming on the record. So we got off to a decent start, and then it eventually went on to sell, I think, 12, 14 million albums. Unheard of figures now here in 2011.
In saying that though, they were close to being dropped initially when Island was just an indie. With U2 being close to being dropped, Chris decided that shouldn't happen.
There's a piece of our history that's got lost somewhere, and I remember seeing it, which was a piece of paper from the then managing director of Island. And this was round about the release, I think it was after the release of October, where the band was substantially unrecouped. I can't remember what the figure was, but it was a note from the managing director to Chris Blackwell saying, "We're never going to get our money back, we should let the band go." And there was just one word on the note in Chris's handwriting: "No, CB." And I just loved that. And when the Island 50 history was put together, there was an exhibition, and that letter was missing, and it just should have been there, but I think it's got lost in the mists of time.